It's the most wonderful time of the year. Willie Epting Jr., Ballers Report Podcast, Warzone Sports Network. And just in case you didn't know, it is the most wonderful time of the year. Why do you ask? Well, I'll tell you. High school football. We have a couple of fellas. Actually, we have three fellas coming on from the Red Oak Hawks. We also have college football underway. Did you see what Clemson did or didn't do to Georgia last night? And what about Alabama? Oh, my gosh. And then, of course, the NFL is on the horizon. Major League Baseball is rounding third and getting ready to slide into postseason. So it is the most wonderful time of the year, and I am very excited to talk about it with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the proceedings, but you already know what we got to do, man. Let's get it.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds.
2-6 show. Yeah, I know what it is. You little suckers get to talking, grabbing and walking, strapped to the pong of their jaws and smacking they sleep with the coffins. And they getting greedy like saying, give me all.
Buddy, you already know what it is, man, when you hear that music. Ballers Report Podcast, Warzone Sports Network. It's your boy, Willie Epting Jr., holding it down, rolling solo for the first few minutes of the show. As I said in the introduction, Red Oak balling. I got the quarterback, the wide receiver, and the tight end all coming through here in a moment. That's Jaylen Robinson, Jace Wyatt, and Kelsey Johnson or LaKelsey Johnson Jr. They'll be coming through here in just a second. We're going to get to these NFL predictions, a little bit of MLB talk, and of course, we're going to have those guys on talking about their last game against Saxy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the proceedings of the show. All right, so as if you didn't already know, the NFL season is upon us, and opening day or opening night will be Thursday, as the Dallas Cowboys will be heading down to Southwest Florida to take on those champions, man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. News came out on Sunday that All-Pro guard Zach Martin will not be available after testing positive for COVID-19, and that is a huge dent in what the Cowboys want to do specifically or particularly against that defense that returns all 12 starters. I mean, it sounds like we're talking about a high school or college program with the Buccaneers and their returning of all starters. Really? That's where we are now? Really? But anyway, so let's get to the predictions, man. This is what we're going to do. We're going to just kind of keep it at the divisional level as well as the wild cards, and then I'll tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl and why. We may be able to get to those individual awards just depending on the timing, but we shall see. So here we go. Without further ado, let's go. AFC East. Let me see. You got Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Hashtag Bills Mafia. You have the Miami Dolphins, and you also have the New England Patriots. This is going to be a 3-team horse race for division supremacy in the AFC East, but I like the Buffalo Bills to come out and win that division. AFC North. I know I'm going to get some slack or some flack from my brothers and sisters up in Cleveland. Shout out to Rachel Hill, Kate Arhar, as well as Natalie Turk. And then, of course, my boy Mike Martinez. He's a Cleveland Browns fan, even though he's in New York. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to win the AFC North. I know Cleveland is much improved. I do like their squad. Pittsburgh, they're going to be that team, in my opinion, that made the playoffs last year. That's not going to get back there this year. Okay, AFC West, Kansas City Chiefs. And just in case you guys out there didn't know, as I say on the Shakeback Sports OT podcast, as well as the Shakeback Sports Show on the BGC Sports Network, I hate them. Okay, AFC South. It is a toss-up between the Indianapolis Colts as well as the Tennessee Titans. I actually like the Colts to win this. I think they have a more complete team than the Titans. Their running game with Jonathan Taylor, who was the first rookie running back for the Colts to rush for 1,000 yards. The first time since Joseph Adai from LSU. I believe that was in 2005. I am concerned with the fact that T.Y. Hilton is going to be out for the foreseeable future with some neck issues, but I still like Indy to win that division. Let's move over to the NFC, and we're going to start in the NFC East. I know the Dallas Cowboys have Dak Prescott coming back. I know that they have probably the best 2 or 3 wide receiver trio in the National Football League. I know Zeke Elliott has looked phenomenal all throughout training camp, but I'm going to go with the Washington football team. I think Ryan Fitzmagic will not be Ryan Fitztragic. Terry McLaurin is a great receiver that nobody talks about. The running game is stout, but what about that front seven on the defensive side of the ball? Chase Young and them dudes, man, they can flat out get after you when they are rushing the passer. Okay, NFC North. This is really Green Bay's division to lose. I don't really care about the young and the Packerless. That's what I termed it in the Shakeback Sports Show on this past episode. However, they do have the most talented roster in the division, and Aaron Rodgers is on an Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers seeming like FU tour, but not FU to the league, FU to his brain trust, Gutekunst, as well as all those other guys up there in the front office. I like the Green Bay Packers to win the NFC North. The NFC West, quite possibly the toughest division in sports, not just the NFL, but in sports. When you have the Los Angeles Rams, you have the Seattle Seahawks, you have the Arizona Cardinals, and you have the San Francisco 49ers. Any one of these teams can win this division. Any one of them. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams because I think they have the combination of two things. They have the best quarterback and they have the best defense. When you put those two together, they have the not mutually exclusive together. The best quarterback in Jared Goff. Jared Goff is in Detroit. Poor thing. That's where careers go to die. What up, Boom? What up, Brandon? And then you have their defense with that bad dude up front. I mean, Aaron McDonald is a front four all by himself. Let's just say what it is. That is what he does. And that's the best defense in the division, coupled with the best quarterback. So I like the Rams to win the division there. And in the NFC South, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out to Ruth Kakayas, my little homegirl, my little sissy from another Missy down there in Tampa. Even though she's a Cowboy fan, she actually covers the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And as we mentioned, man, Tampa Brady, Tampa Bay, whatever you want to call that down there in Southwest Florida, returning all 22 starters, something that has never been done. Tampa Bay is the prize of the NFC South. Okay, so now that we have the divisions wrapped up and who's going to win that, it's now time to fill in the rest of the bracket with the wild card. So these are the teams that, of course, going to be in the
playoffs. Don't talk about it. Playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Yeah, Jim Moore, what's up? So here we go with the wild cards. NFC, or let's start in AFC. New England, Cleveland, and the Titans. Notice I did not say the Las Vegas Raiders. I love the Raiders. Joe Morley, I know we are our brothers in Raider fandom. I do not trust our team. They have let me down too many times. And I saw the report that came out that you guys shared on the Instagram page at Warzone Sports S. I saw that, and it was about what Rob Ninkovich said about the Raiders and Gus Bradley's cover 3 scheme. Okay, Gus Bradley. Okay, I'm not going to get into that right now. That'll be another show. Okay, so let me just repeat that. Wild cards in the AFC. I have New England, Cleveland, and the Tennessee Titans. Of course, in New England, Mac Jones is now that guy as Cam Newton. He's out of there. He is out of there. He is what can you say, man? He got outplayed. He let a freshman take his spot, basically, as Kira said on Love and Basketball. So he's gone. The Browns and the Ravens are going to really fight for the AFC North. They may even be tied with the best division, or with the in their record, with their records rather. But that may come down to sort of a tiebreaker, if you will. So, and then of course the Tennessee Titans, with the addition of Julio Jones, that's going to take some pressure off of Derrick Henry. He's not going to have to carry the load as nearly as much. Ryan Tannehill is the real deal in that system, and I think Ryan Tannehill has gotten a bum rap really when he was in Miami, and he had that one good year under Adam Gase, who is, oh my gosh, we're not going to even go there. So again, New England, Cleveland, and the Titans. For the NFC, wild cards: San Francisco, Seattle, and Minnesota. Minnesota is that team that did not make the playoffs last year that I think is going to get there this year. Okay, you know what? We got a little time left, so we are going to run through the individual awards. This is who I'm picking to win these awards, and we're going to start off with the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Patrick Surtain II, coming from Alabama, going to Denver. He actually could be that one, like a Champ Bailey. Denver Broncos fans, hashtag Broncos country. I know you guys remember him out of Georgia. Patrick Surtain didn't go to Georgia, but he did come from the SEC. They're looking for him to be a shutdown corner on the other side of that field. And Offensive Rookie of the Year. Look, before the news even came out about Mac Jones taking the spot of Cam Newton, I probably would have chosen him anyway, because at some point I think that, no, you know what? I'm lying. I would not have chosen him, but I think that he would have been in position to make some hay, much like Justin Herbert did last year, coming in. I think it was like the third or fourth game of the year, and he rolled that thing all the way to the AFC, or I'm sorry, the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm picking Mac Jones to win that award. Coach of the Year, you got a lot of great candidates, man. You have Bill Belichick, especially if they can get out of him being Mac Jones, what they expect. You have Kevin Stefanski, who won it last year. I'm going with Sean McDermott, head coach from the Buffalo Bills. Comeback Player of the Year, Rain Dakota Prescott. Y'all might know him as Dak. Quarterback, Dallas Cowboys. Remember the injury from last year. He's going to win that award. And that actually is going to be an award that's going to be very, very competitive between himself, as well as Christian McCaffrey, Odell Beckham Jr., Saquon Barkley, and many, many more. Okay, Defensive Player of the Year, a lot of candidates here as well. You have Minkah Fitzpatrick that's on the docket. You have TJ Watt. You also have Derwin James, and that is actually who I am going with from the Chargers. I think he can affect the team, or affect the game deep in the secondary, as well as come up and knock your head off in the run game. So I'm going with Derwin James. Offensive Player of the Year, that goes to running back, Minnesota Vikings, Dalvin Cook. He's a 3-down back. He's an every down back. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside. He can run away from you. He can run around you. He can run over you, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Oh, by the way, he can pick up the blitz too. He is your Offensive Player of the Year. MVP. Not Patrick Mahomes, not Tom Brady, not Aaron Rodgers, not Russell Wilson. I'm going with Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills, and he is going to be your MVP. All right, a couple more minutes left before the fellas actually get on. I'm waiting on them to show up here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about who is going to go to the Super Bowl and why. The NFL's Final Four is going to be in the AFC. The Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. I hate them. Okay? Just in case you didn't know, I hate them. And in the NFC, I had the Los Angeles Rams against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And as much as I love history and watching history be made, I still hold a bit of a grudge against Tom Brady for what he did to my Raiders back in 2002. But it wasn't his fault. But he was on the team that it had to happen to us. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Buccaneers and the Rams. Now, here is your Super Bowl participants and the winner. In the Super Bowl will be the Buffalo Bills and the LA Rams. And the LA Rams. And the winner of the Super Bowl will be led by Coach of the Year, Sean McDermott, as well as MVP, Josh Allen, will be the Buffalo Bills, as they will atone for the 4 straight Super Bowl losses that they had in the 90s and give hashtag Bills Mafia something to celebrate at the end of the 2021 season. So, again, there you have it. Buffalo Bills defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl, whatever it is, 56 or whatever it is, riding off into the sunset with the Vince Lombardi trophy. All right, I see the fellas. They're here. They are here. Jaylen Robinson, he is the quarterback of Red Oak High School. He was last week's Red Oak Red Hawk Player of the Week. And Jace Wyatt, the wide receiver, who I forgot to mention on Twitter on those 3 touchdown passes that he called, but it's all good. He is actually this week's Red Oak Red Hot Hawk of the Week. I'm going to bring both of the gentlemen on right now. There's Jaylen, and
Hey,
there.
how you doing?
What's going on,
How you
fellas?
doing? What's up?
Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Glad to have y'all, man. Jaylen, this past week against Saxe, you had a decent game. What was it? You went 17 for 32, 257 yards. You did have 5 scores. Also, you had 6 rushes or 5 rushes for 56 yards and a score. But took it on the chin a little bit there against Saxe, man. And then Jace, 8 catches, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. Of course, you caught those 3 balls from your quarterback, Jaylen Robinson. Jaylen, man, I want you to talk about what it's like throwing to a receiver as dynamic as Jace.
I mean, it's pretty good. I can trust him, give him a chance anytime I want, check it. Like if I see something I don't like, I will check to Jace and we'll communicate it and we'll go from there. So it really feel good to throw to somebody like that. He's fast, explosive. He can jump and do everything. His route running is good. So that's feel pretty good. Start
And
Jace.
and Jace, I apologize. I'm going to apologize to you now in front of an international audience for not mentioning you on the Twitter about the catch that you made. So that was on me.
It's all good.
But at the first, I think it was the first touchdown, when y'all were going on towards the south end of the field, you hit that post route at the top of the route where you gave him that little shake. You put your knee in the ground, put your foot in the ground, and it was gone. Is that something that you and Jaylen actually had maybe did at the line of scrimmage as far as dictating to what the coverage, or trying to see what the coverage was dictating to you guys?
Yeah, so in film, we knew that we were going to get a lot of man. And so the play was over to the other side of the field, but at the line, he had checked and gave me a post. So I just ran the backside, and he looked for me.
At the top of the route. I mean, look, guys, it's actually on my Twitter at Shakeback Media Group. You guys can go out there and check it out because it was a beautiful move that he did to get open. And then there was another one at the end of the second half, or at the end of the first half, at the end of the second quarter, where it was a go route. It was a go route, wasn't it, Jaylen?
It was a post.
It was another post.
Another
so
post.
You had 3 score, or you had Jace. You caught 2 scores on 2 post passes. Kelsey, who we're still waiting to come to see if he's gonna join us. Look, Kelsey, he actually had one as well. Your post route, Jace, on that score at the end of the second quarter, dude, I thought you was gonna run over me, man, because I was sitting right there in the end, or at the back of the end zone. How did you get so wide open?
It was another situation where they had man, and I think we ran a comeback. I think we ran a comeback that earlier in that drive, and so the outside backer expanded, and the safety was in the box. So now it was just 1-on-1, and Jay made the throw.
Jay made the throw. Jaylen, who is that one quarterback out there, man, that you pattern your game after? Because you remind me of a couple people, and I know you're just a junior and you're getting some looks at some different schools out there. But what's that one quarterback that you pattern your game after?
I'm gonna say Kyler Murray because we both little quarterbacks and we both doing big things. He did big things his junior year, took his team to state. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my team to state too, and make my receivers look good so they can get to school.
Okay, and Jace, same for you. Who is that one or that those players that you kind of like pattern your game after in terms of uh who how you run your routes and all of those things that come with being a wide receiver?
I really look after like AJ Brown because he's a big receiver, fast, strong, and he has good routes, good hands.
And speaking of big hands, there he is, LaKelsey Johnson Jr. He has joined the fray. He also caught a ball from Jaylen. He actually already beat commit to Baylor. Lil Kelsey, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh man, it's all good, man. So I've asked Jace what it's like catching balls from Jaylen. I want to ask you the same question, man. What's it like catching balls from a dude that can lay it out there with touch as well as drill you in the chest with it?
I mean, I feel like we got a quarterback like Jay. Anytime you just feel comfortable, like open coverage, cover anything. You always feel like he gonna put it where it needs to be. And he actually smart. You know, I have IQ. He can read the defense and see like where the mismatches at, and just having a quarterback that trust you will throw it up. You know, when you 1-on-1 is great.
Yeah, and look, also your stat line from this past Friday night's game against Saxe, you had 4 receptions, 95 yards, and 2 scores. So between the two of you guys, y'all caught all of the passes for touchdowns from Jaylen in this game against Saxe. The actual final score wound up being 64-42. I was there for a great majority of the game. I saw the pass kit, one of the touchdowns that you caught. LaKelsey was on the post route. I think you guys caught you. You caught a post touchdown, and Jace caught 2 touchdowns on the post route.
Jay's touchdowns was really all 3 posts. He caught 3 posts. He caught 3 posts.
Okay, and you know what? Let me go back to LaKelsey for just a second because you are a pretty big dude, man. You're 6'4"?
Nah, I'm 6'3".
6'3" and about 250, 240?
Nah, two. Like 2. I'm about like 230 right now.
Okay, so 230. What I'm getting at is that you're a tight end. Okay. And what I noticed about you in these 2 games that I have been out there to cover you guys, I see that you're able to line up in line, and you're also able to line up in the slot. Now, there are some dynamic tight ends in the NFL that have been able to do that over the years, and most currently probably George Kittle or Rob Gronkowski or even Travis Kelce, and my main man Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders. In case y'all didn't know, I'm a Raiders fan. Any of those guys that you pattern your game after?
Yeah. Well, I used to be a receiver, but when I transitioned to tight end, I watched tight end wise Darren Waller, Evan Ingram, Irv Smith when he was at Bama, and it was OJ Howard. And I watched Kittle. I watched Kittle for as blocking techniques and Kelce too. But the first 3 or 4 I named was who I mostly watched.
Yeah, and I know George Kittle and Travis Kelce had put on like a showcase for tight ends around the league earlier this year. I think it was right before camp, and that's something that they were able to pour some wisdom into those guys. Do you ever see yourself maybe attending something like that to get some extra wisdom and knowledge from the OGs out there?
Oh yeah, I do. Especially when I get to college, like any connections that my coaches have, even the players on the team, like especially when I'm in college, I'm gonna try to get with some NFL guys to, if it's some small like a lift, workout, anything, just to get to know them and put some things in my back pocket for when I get on the field.
And Jaylen, let's go back to you for a second. Having a target that size in Kelce, talk about how his hands work as far as being a big dude, his footwork, his ability to get open, all those great things, man, that allows him to be who he is in y'all's offense.
I mean, he have great hands. Like when I first came to Red Oak, like we didn't really have no connection like that because he was hurt. So like doing the camp, we got better and better. Like every day now, connection is just like this. and it like feels so good to throw to a big target that can move like that, across the field. He can line up outside, well, anywhere on the field, and he can block. He protect me too, and that feels so good.
Jace, and talk about how it opens up those other patterns or those other routes, maybe like those deeper routes, maybe a corner route or a sluggo or what have you, knowing that you have a big target that can actually take some pressure off you as you go deep and he goes across the middle or whatnot.
Yeah, because most teams we play, the safety is going to be Ken Kelsey. So the safety will be worried about him, and the other safety will be worried about the slot on the other side. So I'll probably have one-on-one coverage in most matchups.
Gotta love the one-on-one matchup stuff, man, because it's a joy to see you guys, man, at such a young age, man, perfecting the routes that you guys do. And I know I know Kelsey is a senior. As I said, he's already committed to Baylor. Jace, you're a junior or a senior?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior, okay. And who do you have looking at you at this point?
North Texas, Miami. I have options from ECU and Swazu.
That's the U, y'all. And based on what I saw last night with the U, they need you, bro. They need you. They got hammered by Bama. And Jaylen, I know that you're a junior, but you already getting some looks too. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that.
Well, Grambling be talking to me a little bit. Mississippi State, they hit up my coach, and TCU, and a little bit from SMU. That's really pretty much it.
Okay, but again, you're a junior and you still have some time to get some more film out there. All right, fellas, I'm not gonna hold y'all up, man. I just wanted to get y'all on here, man. The shake back baller of the week that actually goes to Jace. He had those 8 touchdowns and that 143 yards and those 3 scores. Jaylen, you won the first ever award last week, and because I didn't have my ducks in a row, I didn't get you on last week, so that's why I wanted to have y'all all together this week. And Kelsey, man, you are a big part of the reason why those guys won those awards. So, man, I appreciate y'all coming on. Before I let y'all get out of here, Jaylen, let everybody know how they can catch you on social media, your huddle highlights, all that good stuff.
My Instagram name is JGotFans, JAAGOTFANZ._, and my Twitter is Jaylen going D1, and my huddle is in my bio.
Okay,
and that's my social media right there.
All right, Jace, go ahead.
My Twitter is J46, and that's where I post most of my huddle highlights, and that's where I update everybody and stuff.
All right, and Kelsey.
My Instagram is Kel46, just KEL, the number 4, SIX_. My Twitter is just my name, Kelsey Johnson Jr., and my huddle and everything there too.
All right, fellas. I will see you guys back in Red Oak this Friday as you guys prepare for Rockwall Heath. My son played for Rockwall Heath last year, so y'all can go ahead and get him. He's not there anymore. He's at North Texas now, so y'all can go ahead and get him, man. I appreciate y'all coming on the show. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Appreciate you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Y'all go get ready, man. We'll talk to y'all soon. All right.
All right.
There they go, man. Those are the triplets, if you will, from Red Oak High School, the Hawks. Very excited about covering them, man. Coach Tony Holmes is the first-year head coach out there. We are members of the same church out in Irving, Texas. The Big ACC is what I call it, Antioch Christian Church. And having those guys on the show was a pure joy. And I'm pretty sure, man, with the way they've been balling, that may not be the last time that you will see them on here. So I appreciate those guys checking in with us there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on a little bit further in the show. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here in the next few minutes. I want to talk a little MLB before we get up out of here, as the rounding the third base is where we are. And look, when I tell you that the MLB season for me has been one of the more exciting seasons. Last year was pretty good, even though it was only 60 games. This year has definitely been dope, if you ask me. So I want to cry on your shoulder a little bit, if you allow me to, out there on. Oh, by the way, thank you guys for checking us out on Periscope, as well as YouTube Live. I'm gonna cry on your shoulder for just a minute because my Oakland A's, man, went to Toronto after taking 2 out of 3 in Detroit the first part of the week and promptly got swept by those Toronto Blue Jays. And I had said it on the hashtag Brothers of Baseball show, BGC Sports Network, 12s and 6s, 1s and 7s, Monday through Friday. Oh, by the way, y'all, that is the #1 listened to show for the month of August and July during the week on the network. So make sure y'all check your boy out there. I had said it earlier in the week that this series could be a series that makes or breaks the progress, the process, and the trying to get to the postseason for either one or both of these teams. And with the A's have struggling as much as they have over the last 5 weeks or so, I'm a little nervous. It just doesn't look good. And I know we have a whole bunch of games left against the Houston Astros, but as I have been saying, the Astros have owned us all year long. So, and then I want to talk about the New York Yankees as well, because they have struggled as of late as well. Since they split the series with Oakland in Oakland last weekend, they went to Los Angeles and played against the Angels. Didn't do all that well there, and then they just got 2 out of 3 taken from them against the Orioles. Yeah, so that is not what you need to happen, particularly at this time of the year. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give my ball out, my final thoughts here real quick. Again, this is the most exciting time of the year if you're a sports fan. I love this time of year. I'm just waiting for the temperatures to start cooling off here in Texas, and hopefully, if it's hot wherever you are, that they will do the same for you out there. Let's continue to uplift our brothers and sisters down on the Gulf Coast affected by Hurricane Ida, as well as all those up on the Northeast who got affected with the floods, record-setting floods that they have, never even imagined that was going to be dumped by Hurricane Ida. All of the prognosticators did not even see this coming. So when you see rivers there used to be streets in New York City, it makes you think, where are we in the world of the world? So make sure you guys keep them, all those people affected, in your prayers, man, as they continue to rebuild and get back to some sort of normalcy in their lives. Also, the week of the worst terrorist activity, threat, attack ever on our nation, the anniversary of that is this week. Let's remember those people as well. 20 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. And just to understand that there's a whole generation of folks out there that have no idea what happened other than what they see through the History Channel or what's being talked about at schools or whatever they see online or what have you. But for those of us that are the old geezers that were around when we saw that happen, let's continue to uplift those families as they're still dealing with that and forever will be, as their lives have forever been altered due to that day. So, all right, that's going to do it, man. I'm going to get on up out of here, as I want to thank Jaylen Robinson as well as Jace Wyatt and LaKelsey Johnson Jr. for joining me on this episode of the Ballers Report podcast. Man, y'all take care of each other. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. And we'll talk to y'all again real soon. Peace. I'm out.